the kind used by Jews for ceremonial washing. The kind used by Jews for ceremonial washing, each holding from 20 to 30 gallons. Verse 7, Jesus said, fill the jars with water. So they filled them. Now, this is what I want to point you to. Verse 6, nearby stood 6 stone water jars, the kind used by Jews. Underline the word ceremonial washing. You see, Jesus goes to a wedding. Sorry, Jesus goes to a wedding. They run out of wine, and the mother to Jesus comes and tells him, "Please help sort out these people. They don't have enough wine." And the only liquid around that is close to wine is water, but not any kind of water. It is the kind used for ceremonial washing. And we are told, if you read onwards, that is the kind of water Christ prayed over and it became wine. Why is this one very important? Because it illustrates, in a nutshell, the place of culture in faith. It gives a very close interaction with faith and culture. Now, those of you who are probably fans of Nigerian movies, or those of you who come from the village, where I come from in the village, those days when we were growing up, there was a lot of witchcraft around. And the man of the homestead, what he will do is he will go to a medicine man and he's given a charm, what we call in Kikuyu, Gedito, whatever language you come from, a charm. And he will be asked to go and plant it at the main gate, where everyone who comes into that gate has to pass by. The faith is this, that if you pass under that gedito or pass over it, if it's hung or buried, if you pass through it, all the evil you had carried into that homestead is taken away, is neutralized. In the same way, some women in some communities, when they get a baby, a toddler, they do not show that toddler to the public until after about 6 months. Why? They believe there are some people who have an evil eye. In my community where I come from, they are called Edaga. Edaga have such an eye that they can look at the eagle and it falls. They will come admire your goat in your homestead and it dies the following day. Now, that is the same concept here. Now, in Jewish culture, they believed there were people with an evil eye, such that they will come, look at your goat, and the following day, it dies. So during a wedding, what they would do, all the entrances to that wedding venue will be closed. Remember the story of the 10 virgins in Matthew 25. You have that picture. So all the entrances will be closed so that everyone has to enter before the groom and the bride, and they have to enter through that one entrance. And everyone who enters has to wash their hands so that just in case they have an evil eye, they have carried any evil, it will be symbolically left in that water. It will be neutralized by that water for ceremonial washing. Now think about this. There was a guy who was farming and he didn't wash his hands properly. Washes there. There was a guy who was fixing his small tool and his hands are oily. Akaacha uchafu pale. That from all kinds, plus someone who had carried an evil charm, the power is in that water. That is the kind of water Christ turns into very sweet wine. What are we saying? If you have to consider culture, or if you have to consider faith, you also have to consider culture. Faith and culture are different sides of the same coin.